Costa Riviera 1 and 2 are the latest BTO projects in the Pasir area. HDB surprised many people when they announced that these two projects will be categorized as standard HDB with the typical 5-year MOP and no subsidy recovery. Initially, many people, including myself, predicted that this project would be a plus project because even though it's not located near the city center, but Costa Riviera is near the MRT station, several malls, and many school options. Now let's talk about pricing. You can see the price range here excludes grants, and I have also added the price after the grant. To help you assess whether these BTO prices are reasonable or not, I have also added the transacted prices of nearby resale flats of similar types. Feel free to pause the video if you want to see the numbers in detail. The price gap between the highest BTO price versus the highest resale flat in the same area is actually not that big, roughly around $100,000. So the percentage of the price gap is also relatively small. For example, for a 4-room flat in this project, the gap is only 25%, which is quite modest. It's not exactly estimated gross profit because this is the price of today's resale flat and not the future price after MOP. But assuming the housing price in Singapore will continue to increase, this will give you a rough idea of the potential profitability of this project. The price of a 4-room flat at Costa Riviera is surprisingly quite high as it is more expensive than Kembangan Wave, which is a plus project. But then again, Costa Riviera as a standard project only has a 5-year MOP, no subsidy clawback, and you can rent out the whole flat even after MOP. In terms of waiting time, it is around 37 to 38 months depending on whether you selected Site 1 or Site 2. But in general, this waiting time is still decent because there are other projects in this launch with waiting times beyond 50 months. Now, let's talk about the location. If you look at the map, it seems like the land plot will basically be next to Costa Grove, which is another BTO that is still being built. On the northeast side, you will see the Pasir Park directly, which hopefully means quite a lot of flats here get to have either ocean view or facing the greeneries. But looking at the huge land plot here, there is a possibility that HDB will build several more BTOs around this area, which might block your view. Although this BTO will be so close to nature, it doesn't mean that it is disconnected from civilization. In fact, if you walk across the street, you will already arrive at Pasir bus interchange and also the Pasir MRT station. Initially, I thought it would take about 1 hour from Pasir to the CBD area, but apparently, according to GoDaddy, it is only around 35 minutes from Pasir MRT station to Raffles Place MRT station, which is a lot faster than I thought. And there is actually a benefit of being the very last MRT stop, which is that you get to sit down while everybody else stands up on the train. If you drive, assuming there's no heavy traffic, you can get to the CBD area in under half an hour. What about amenities? Well, Pasir Mall and the White Sands Shopping Mall are within walking distance. There's also the Pasir Central Hawker Center around the corner, which is this side, Pasir Central Hawker Center. If you go around the Sungai Tampines, you can find other malls such as the Downtown East and E Avenue Mall. Here. For weekend activities, you can go to the beach, for example, or explore the mangrove boardwalk, bird watching, cycle, or even ride a horse. If you don't mind spending some money, there's a country club nearby, which is this one, and the Wild Wild Wet Water Park is also around the area. Alternatively, if you just want to swim on a budget, the Pasir Sports Center and Public Swimming Pool is just across the street. If we go a little bit to the south near the Hawker Center, you can find the Pasir Town Park. You can fish in the pond, jog around the lake, or just hang out and have a brunch overlooking the pond. For parents, there are quite a lot of primary and secondary school in the area. You have the Elias Park Primary School, Parkview Primary School, and then you also have the Casuarina Primary School, Pasir Crest Secondary School, Meridian Secondary School, Coral Primary School, etc. So it is suitable for young families. By the way, the Overseas Family School is also around the area, so that could be an advantage in case you are looking for a potential tenant in the future. If we look at the unit mix, the first project will host around 280 units consisting of 3-room and 4-room flats, while the second project is bigger with more flat selections from 2-room flexi, 4-room, 5-room, and 3-gen units. It will even come with restaurant, cafes, and a preschool. Interestingly, these two projects actually sit side by side and just separated by this strip, which I think is a train depot. Now let's look at the site plan. Considering the land plot is next to the vast Pasir Park and facing the ocean, this project is blessed with many units having unblocked views of the park and the ocean, at least until the next BTO is built next door. Recommended block if you want to have a good park view is along this strip 591A, 591B, 593B, 593C, and 594B. Of course, the higher the floor, the better it is. Site 1 and Site 2 are essentially located side by side with a park between them. So, these facilities will help to give a good distance for inward-facing apartments. Watch out that there are several multi-story car parks in this project, so if you are facing that, there will be some privacy concerns as well as it might make your unit a little bit dark. If your options are limited and face the multi-story car park, try to get a unit higher than the top of the car park. In terms of lift, in this project, there are about 5 to 10 units who will be sharing 2 lifts, so that is quite decent. There are covered walkways connecting all the buildings and the car parks in both buildings. There are also covered walkways to a covered pedestrian bridge that connects to the MRT station and to the neighboring apartment complex across the street. In terms of amenities, there will be a preschool, restaurants, and a cafe in the project, which are convenient for residents. Some apartments in Costa Riviera 1 may be affected by the west sun, but many apartments in Costa Riviera 2 face almost directly north and south. Okay, let's do a quick recap. What I like about these two projects is that it is within walking distance to the MRT station and bus interchange. It also has great amenities as you have quite a lot of malls nearby considering how secluded the area is. I also appreciate that this project is surprisingly marked as a standard BTO project, so it has the typical 5-year MOP and fewer restrictions compared to plus or prime projects. There are also so many flat types options in this development, from 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, 5-room, and even 3-gen flats. I also appreciate that you are so close to nature that there are a lot of options to exercise and spend quality time with your family. If you are lucky enough to get a good ballot number, you also stand a chance to pick a flat with good unblocked views overlooking the ocean or the greenery. For parents, you should also have no problem getting your kids to school as this area has a healthy amount of school selections. On the other hand, just watch out that the pricing for this project is a little bit on the higher side. It's even more expensive than Kembangan Wave, which is in a more central location. So you have to be realistic with the potential profit you can get when you sell this flat. You also would need to brace yourself, as I predict this project will be one of the most popular projects, so the competition will be tough. But balloting is about luck, right? If you apply, at least you still have a shot. Other than that, no matter how many amenities are nearby, this is still Pasir. It is damn far from city center if you work there. Noise pollution should also be part of your consideration given its proximity to Changi Airport. And last but not least, interaction with wildlife is something to think about, although it's not common, but it is something that you need to be prepared with, especially if you have young children. If you want more insights about other projects, check out my other videos in this channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!